My team has given me the same message
Oh,
that
okay.
will feel like a light rain,
Oh, yeah.
very
It will be
soothing.
very soothing. It'll be for those who are tapped in, turned on, as Esther Hicks likes to say, those of you who are tapped in, turned on, and on your high flying disc, right? As Esther Hicks says it, those of you who are doing that, you will find this time to be refreshing. You will find it to be invigorating. You will find it to be creative. You will find yourself going deeper into your gifts and your skills. Like Kim, we've told Kim what's next for her, and she's sort of like, yeah, okay, I'll see it when I see it. And we're like, hee hee, you're gonna see it so soon. And we're like, you're actually gonna see it. We can't wait till you really see it. We're so excited for you to see it. And so, yeah, right? It'll be adventurous. It'll be like, it'll be like the good kind of roller coaster, like the Disneyland roller coaster, where like everything is fun and nothing is scary. But for some of you, you love that like really scary roller coaster, which I don't get it. Kim doesn't get it. We don't get it, right? For those of you who love the really scary kind of roller coaster, you can have adventures in your life that will feel like that roller coaster as you learn and grow if that's the way you want to do it. If you want to do it nice and gentle with a lot of learning really fast, but you want to do it nice and gentle and calm, we can do that too. Just let your team know what you want and we can make that happen. But just know if you're not willing to grow, we will shake you by the heels until you let go of what you need to let go of and make everything fall out of your pockets. That's what we're showing Kim, like everything falling out of all of the pockets.
I love it. The portal of 1212 and the
It was
energy
super big.
super big.
It was super big. Kim stood in the hospital and we showed her 1212 on her phone. She really wanted to see 1221, but she didn't because she didn't need to see it. She saw 1212 on 1212 and she felt the depth of it so much that she looked at a colleague and said, it's 1212 on 1212. And the colleague stopped typing, looked at the computer, looked at Kim, and said, is that a thing? Should I be manifesting something right now? And Kim said, yes, yes, manifest all the things in this moment.
Yeah, so the cyclical, so 1212 has been a portal in many centuries, right?
Mhm.
And so God of Ra has always said to me, it is done. The cycle is done. All the souls have learned what they have come to learn in this cycle. And that if they need to grow spiritually, they will go into another time point in the earth. And I said, oh, okay. And he was very matter of fact, my spirit dad. And this is the time to build new, right? And again, I saw the same images from my team, the shaking dog, like fleas or mud, shaking it off, right?
Mhm.
And the global event. And
But we want to cut you off for a second and say, if you saw the dog with fleas, humanity are the fleas, right? We just, the
yes,
way that
yeah,
humanity does humanity at this moment, we are the fleas. Okay, keep going.
right. So the cycle coming in 1212. And I think vibrationally, the collective was ready for this.
Hmm.
They were finally ready for this. So it didn't have to happen in, well, there's many parallel timelines, right? But us, since we're in the same collective, so let's just stay with what the people in the room, we were ready for
Hmm.
this shift
The
because
higher selves are all ready for the shift. The
mhm.
higher selves, the most perfect vision of what you're supposed to be doing on this planet right now, they're all ready.
Ah,
The entities attached to those higher selves, all of those little individuals running around the planet trying to make the most of their greedy little hands and their greedy little mouths, and their greedy little bodies, they may not be ready, but their higher selves are ready. which is
Ah,
why being connected to your higher self is so important because it will guide you through how to handle what is coming. Does that make sense?
it does. And I agree with you. Not being connected to your team, and people hear their team in a variety of ways. Sometimes it's just in the body, sometimes it's a knowing, sometimes it's a feeling, sometimes it's a word, sometimes it's a vision, sometimes it's a dream, right?
Mhm.
And understanding how your spirit team connects to you is vital. It's vital
Yeah,
because that's going to assist
knowing how your spiritual team talks to you is essential. So one
you.
of the
Essential.
things that happened today is Kim was at the gym and she was doing a farmer walk, a farmer carry. Farmer carry. She had a 36-pound kettlebell in one hand and a 36-pound kettlebell in the other hand, and she was walking down the turf. And there was a trainer in her path, and she was like, "Well, I'll walk up to him, and if he doesn't move by the time I get there, I'll just like scooch around him and get back on my path, right?" And and Kim in her head sent a message to him and said, "Dude, move." Like, I need you to move. Right? She was like, she sent it to him. Hold on. There's a weird airplane, helicopter thing. So she sent it to him in her head. And his trainee was doing something and said, Tyler, move to the other side because that person's walking. And I said, that's okay. And he's like, oh, sorry. And I was like, here's the deal. I said, I sent you energy to see if it would move you. And he said, and I quote, I'm a dumb man. I can't pick that up.
Mm.
And I can't, or I'm just a man. I can't get that. Like I'm stupid. I can't figure that out. Like he's like, I don't have the receptors for that. And I got down to the other end, turned around and came back up the turf. And I said to him, if you read my book, you can start to figure that out and not just be a stupid man, right? Not just be. And the thing is, he's not a stupid man. He's just not awake yet. And humanity, and I found it really interesting that he's awake enough to know that that's where humanity is going, right? He's beginning to realize, wait, there's something else going on that's more important. Whereas there are some parts of humanity that have no idea this is even a thing. So in some ways, he's not stupid at all because he made it clear that he is aware as a man that he can't pick up that up, even though it got sent to him. I need you to move. Yeah.
Yeah. So, one of the things that a lot of reset energy, Kim's also been experiencing trans upgrades and transitions, right? And her body reacting in different ways. And she's like, should I be concerned about this? And I'm like, nope, but it's okay.
Okay. It might look
Go.
terrible. It might feel terrible, but the symptoms go away pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the teachers feel like they're being prepared, right? And Kim personally is on a precipice of her life really changing on a micro level. And one of the things, I have a lot of teachers in that state of waiting and receiving messages and holding on to patience, faith, and trust. And I said to them, I know it looks like it's not ever going to arrive, and your team keeps on sending you messages, and they will not stop.
Mm-mm.
And it's not here today, and it may not even be here tomorrow. And I know you want a date and a time and a location, so that you don't miss it,
I don't want to miss it.
and staying curious
Hmm.
and just staying in the knowing. And they're really, some are doing great. Some go up and down. Some get depressed.
Hmm.
Some want to give up.
Hmm. Well, that
And
that this is a microcosm for what humanity is going to be feeling when this comes in.
mm, well, then I think it is delectable. I think it's delicious because that means my teachers are becoming even stronger and even more powerful in this practice that they
Exactly.
must be enduring.
It is a practice. How do you manifest and create the life you want, right? Is a process, and you have to drop some stuff and you have to pick up some stuff and you have to let some stuff go and you have to take on a new persona in some ways. Like not a fake persona, but the persona that is actually you, right? And that is really hard to be like, oh, all of my programming says I'm supposed to do this, but that doesn't feel right. But this is what I've been programmed to do. And I've been living in this programming and I've been living in this magnetic polar thingy pressing my whole life. So this magnetic polar pressing feels normal. Stepping into something that feels open and kind and spacious and relaxed, that feels abnormal and unsafe.
Mm,
It feels safer to be pressed. It feels safer to be in the box. It feels safer to be confined. It feels safer to be small, like to be pressed down, right? And controlled. If you put me in an ocean, if you put Kim in an ocean, right? And she swims out really far, right? One, she thinks she swam out really far. She hasn't swum out really far. Trust me, it's not that far. But Kim has gotten herself into the ocean where the shore feels really far away. The shore is really far away, and she feels like she's a little speck in this vast, vast body of water. And she's really not that far from the shore. But she feels the overwhelm of how big the ocean is.
that's it. The overwhelm of how many changes that are occurring, because Goddess Isis always says to me,
Mhm.
it is like a million little changes
Yes.
that is formed into one enormous change.
And let us also say the moment their entities come in, they are going to lose their because they think it's going to be a great thing, right? They think they're going to be like, this is so great. The person's going to understand me. It'll be really simple. It'll be like, it'll be fantastic. I can't wait to eat that meal, right? It'll be like a 6 course fine dining meal. It'll be the best thing ever. We have to say, when they finally get together with the person that is their entity, there's going to be overwhelm. There's going to be some aftershocks. There's going to be a unreality where like, and what if I fuck this up? How do I not make a mistake? How do I be in this and not be an imperfect human being and make this go away? Right. And then there's
Mm,
also going to be a bit of like, this person's in my space. How do I can't go anywhere without them. Like I used to be able to go to the grocery store. I used to be able to go to the gym. I used to be able to do all these things by myself. And then like, where the hell is my alone time? Right? There are going to be things that they think they really, really want with this entity coming in. They have no idea what them coming in is really going to look like. And the transformations that are going to have to occur and the little deaths they're going to have to self in order to be a connected human being. These are little deaths that the old regime wasn't willing to make. They wanted to hold on to who they were and they wanted to hold on to their likes and their preferences and they wanted to hold on to all of these things, and that is what caused the schism between a perfect union. They
mm,
wanted to be themselves, or what they thought is themselves, rather than a divinely combined entity. And because this is what's going to happen, opposed to them being two people coming together and just being like this. In order to do this and then this to come together, you have to give up things that are important to you. And the more you give up those things before you meet your entity, the easier it'll be for you to meld together into this really tight handhold. Otherwise, you're just going to be pressed against together the way that all of humanity is pressed against each other. And then it is so easy to slip into somebody else's pressed against, right? If you are actually interlocked with your fingers like this in the relationship, there are things you are going to have to sacrifice, and there are things that the other person is going to have to sacrifice. And your entities that are on the fast track to being able to do this have to be able to give up the things that they think are most important. And if they are not willing to give those things up, they are not ready for divine union.
Yes, that is very interesting that you said that. Kim had no idea, but that was the exact very similar message.
So,
because they're talking to me a lot about the divine union, right? And assisting the teachers in the divine union.
But it is funny, it's like all of the focus has just been getting them here. And like, even I myself have not ever stopped to think what it might actually be like.
right.
But I see it, right? Like, I wondered if it would be, like I wondered. It's like, it's all just been getting here is the thing, but nope, that's not even the thing at all.
No, it's
The
not
thing
the
is
thing at
making
all.
it work despite whatever stands in the way.
Yes. And it's choosing the relationship and the union more than choosing yourself.
Wow.
And so one of the things that we want to say is we put Kim through the ringer in September. And we didn't let up on her because we needed her to show us that she was really ready for her union to come in. And she worked her ass off. She did not rest in September because if she wasn't at the hospital, she was in her house doing the work we asked her to do. And it was an outward work compared to an inward work. She wasn't doing Isabel sessions at that point. She had stopped Isabel sessions, and we asked her to do more work on the outside than the inside at that point. And then when she was done doing the work on the outside, we then brought her back in to work on the inside. Funnily enough, we showed her a spot that she had missed and she had overlooked yesterday. And she did not realize it until we showed it to her. And she looked in this drawer at her office at work and was like, oh crap, look at all this stuff I'm holding on to still. And we made her throw away symbols of a relationship she had had in the past. And she got uncomfortable throwing those things away. And we made her throw those things away. And when she let them go, she really let them go. It wasn't like, oh, they're in the garbage now. It was like, nope, I dropped them and I released them and I let them go. And so what is coming is going to be so radically transformative for the individuals in play that everything they've experienced up until now will be dumb, high school, frivolous, silly, unimportant. But at the same point, the decisions they make once they meet their entity are groundbreaking and life-changing and life-giving and actually helping, and you know this already, Isabel, helping the planet ascend. Because two people coming together like this is so freaking powerful that the rest of the planet cannot stand in the energy of this. There are relationships on the planet that are close to this and they are creating this, and we have names and we have ideas, but we won't share them here at this time because it would be controversial. But, and it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. But once there are enough entities on the planet in this kind of, and the answer and the statement we're going to make is like, we only need like 10. We don't need a lot. We only need a couple because the power of this is so transformative that it is enough to shake and break what is currently happening on the planet.
That's really good to know.
And there is, we've shown Kim one of these relationships that is like a well-known relationship that is working to become this.
Mm-hmm.
And the couple inside of it are working to be this with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And they're choosing this as a couple. They're choosing this.
Mm-hmm.
There are other couples that are really older couples in that they're, people who've been together for years and generations who have created maybe like, this, right? And then once this happens, they too will just flip into it because they're so close already. They just need that little bit of extra.
Mm-hmm.
They need to let go of some of their stuff. They still have some of their stuff, like some of their selfish stuff. They still have that desire to be their own entity within a couplehood versus letting their selfness go a little bit to be selfless inside the relationship. But we also want to say they are selfless to their person. They are not selfless to the world. They are choosing this everywhere they go. And this is the most important bond to them. They don't let this go ever. And you can't come between them. And they will never make a decision that will betray the other. And so you can't manipulate it. And you can't like get one to cheat, right? Like this isn't going to be a thing. Whereas in a relationship like this, people try to break this apart all the time. And you can't. You can break this. You can't break this. If that clarifies.
Well, it's got to be done.
It does. It does. And the kicker is this. As humanity, you can't make it happen. It's one of those things that you just have to do the work that your team tells you to do. Go do the work your team tells you to do. And be in the space where they tell you to be at the moment they tell you to be there. That is all you can do. So we as humanity, you as humanity, Kim, you, right? This is something, Isabel, you said yesterday even. We as humanity ask for shit all the time. I want this and I want this and I want this and I want this and I want this house and I want this pool and I want this car and I want these clothes and I want the bag and I want these kids and I want my kids to be better, make my kids better because they're driving me nuts, right? And I want coffee and I want my leggings and I want to go to the gym and I want to blah blah blah, right? How often do you look at your team and say, "What do you need from me?"
Mm-hmm.
We, as your team, need you to be, yes, focused on you and what you want and tell us what you want. We want to hear those things. But we also need you, if you are going to move up into divine union and you want to be one who has a union that looks like this, you have to look up to your team and say, what do you need from me in order to create this in my life? And then here's the kicker. You have to be willing to do that. So if we were able at this moment to just turn the computer and show you Kim's bookcases, that's what that looks like. Kim's obsessed with books. She gave away 17 boxes of books because we told her to in September. So that work in September, that was outward work. If she could tilt her computer and show you the inside of her cabinets, you would see she has dishes for 4. Whereas before, she had full cabinets of things because she's choosing divine union. And the dishes she has left, she has said when he shows up, I'm just going to get rid of most of these anyway. She has a couple of mugs she wants to keep. But like she has said, I will get rid of the rest of these dishes when the time comes because I won't need them in the divine union. His stuff will be my stuff and my stuff won't matter. I'm not moving my stuff to be with him and he already has the stuff. And these are dishes that Kim pulled out of a fire. They were like one of the few items she survived and she moved with from the time she was 24 up until 48, 49, 49. She's had these dishes her entire adult life. And she has said, I will give these up. Because the union with my entity is more important to me than holding on to my stuff. And so when your team says do something and it is uncomfortable, acknowledge the uncomfortable and then go frickin' do it, please. Because it's going to help you get this in your life. Anything else, Isabel?
No. I know my team is also saying it's coming very soon.
Soon. Really soon.
Yeah.
It's like if you've ever read The Perfect Storm. I don't know if you've ever read The Perfect Storm.
I saw the movie, actually. That's funny. Yeah.
Did you know that Kim was standing? Do you know in the movie at the end where the kid is like waving on the rock, right? There's a kid waving on the rock. Kim was there at that moment when they were filming.
Oh, wow.
Because that's the town that Kim first started teaching in.
Wow.
So in the movie, well, in the book, it talks about how there were 3 storms that came together. There were 3, it was a nor'easter, and there was another storm, and there was a hurricane from the south. There were 3 storms in the water that hit each other. And when this happened, it created something that you don't see very often, which is, quote, the perfect storm. And the waves started way out to sea. These 100-foot waves started way, way out to sea. And the wave actually, because it was 100 feet tall, it sucked the water off the beach. It moved so much water that it looked like a massive low tide came in suddenly. But the thing is, that wave that started way out there and just sort of came in was constantly pulling water into itself as it moved forward, right? That's all it did, was it pulled water into itself. And so the waves of what is coming is already in the oceans.
Right. And so it's pulling, it's moving the energy, it's dragging forward, right? So
it's dragging energy out as it moves energy up. And so it looks and feels wonky because it's moving energy in a way that you haven't experienced energy to move.
Right.
And you haven't seen it yet because it's out to sea.
Right.
But it's moving and it's coming. And it is done with, just so you know.
I know that all the higher selves and the consciousness and the teams are always having meetings and assisting, and
there is a lot of chatter up there. It is actually in Kim's entity lifetime hanging out up there. There was a little chatter, right? And in other lives, there's like a little chatter. It's actually more like a library up there some days, right? Like in other lives, not this particular life up there, it's like a library up there where everybody's really quiet and everybody's like just getting their stuff done. There's not a lot of noise. Right now, up there, the chatter, I can't even hear myself think sometimes. I'm like, will you hold it down? Like, seriously, because everybody's running around. They're all nutters. They're all trying to make this happen. They're all excited. There's parties going on. And we're like, there's nothing to celebrate yet. Why are you partying? And they're like, nope, we've got the party. Because they're so excited. and they're bringing it in. And the meetings that are happening, they're very serious meetings. They're very
Mm.
serious meetings. And then they come out of a meeting and they're partying because they know what the plan is and they know the plan's going to work. And so there's parties and then there's planning meetings. And there is so much noise up there right now. I kind of miss the library.
It'll calm down.
It will calm down. It will
It'll
calm down.
eventually calm
And the
down.
cool thing is that on the other side of this, the connection between the higher self and the entity on earth will be a much tighter, stronger connection. There'll be a lot
Mm.
less space. And so
Hmm.
it'll be like almost touching.
Hmm.
And so you won't be able to miss it. And the communication between the two will be remarkably beautiful and empowering.
I I am really looking forward to it. I've asked my team because like the mess I hear the messages, but it's so delicate, so subtle, very quick, very soft, right?
Mhm.
And I
And
said, is it ever going to get stronger? And they said, yes, it will.
it
It will.
will. It will.
It will.
It will be like you standing next to your best friend and
Oh,
asking your best friend a question, and you hear the answer from their voice through your ears.
nice.
Now you have to sense it in your body and you have to hear it in the back of your head, or
Oh my
right,
God.
you
Yeah.
have to like you have to do all these like almost gymnastics to hear your team.
Hmm.
What
Hmm.
is coming will be they will speak and it will sound like it's right next to you and it will be outside of your body.
Well, that leveling up can just co-create so many things now because they have instant access to the communication field, to the field, right?
Yes.
And really now it's a co-creation with your team, like a
Yes.
real
A
co-creation.
real co-creation with your team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it will also make miracles so much easier.
Yes.
And they won't be weird. So Kim has been putting her hands on somebody's knee somewhat regularly, and the pain in their knee goes away. And every time it goes away, that person walks around going, "This is so weird. It's just so weird. Why don't I have pain? It's just so weird." It won't be weird. This will be the normal. And
Yep.
anybody can do it. You could just be like, "Hey, I'm having pain. Can you come over here and just put like that right there, make this pain go away?" And people will be like, "Yeah, let's do it." Right? That will be normal.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I'm entering my sabbatical, just so you guys know. I'm entering my own personal sabbatical. So I'm entering my Saturn return, but it is a sabbatical for me. And I am ecstatic because in that sabbatical is doing different kind of work, right? It's not the, it's the exploring, it's the discovery, it's yeah. And I even looked at the work that I have right now and I went, huh, okay, okay. Because like book two will be done, book one is already done. I've already launched I'm like, wow, okay. I really am going into my sabbatical. This is awesome. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it and
Anything else
hoping
for us?
creating. No, I think, and so I've just been telling all the teachers enjoy, appreciate as is, what it is, as is, how you shop, how you eat. Just enjoy it.
Just
You
enjoy
actually
it.
came for this 3D life.
Yep. And the thing is, you did come in this lifetime at this time so that you could have the dichotomy, the
Mm-hmm.
transposition, whatever the word is, to have the experience of being an entity on this side of the equation versus an entity on this side of the equation because they'll be so radically different. And babies that are born right now may not ever remember what it was to be on the other side of what they know as a 5-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, those babies may not know They came in to feel it as a baby, but not to live it as an adult.
Yeah. It'll be just a story.
Exactly. It'll
How
be
did you
just,
live, Grandma?
yeah, yeah. What do you mean that's a telephone? What do you mean it has a cord and you were stuck to the kitchen wall? And you wrapped yourself up in the cord a whole bunch of times. And when you go to hung up, you were like, wait, I've just mummied myself to the phone. I have to unwrap before I can get off the phone.
Yep.
And the cord is way too long because you stretched it so much, but it still works. And you're like, how does this still work?
I do have a quick question. This is a super light question.
Yep.
I once again almost lost my earring, but it was in the right ear again.
Mm.
So I went, right. Am I on the right? And I did find it again.
It, the question becomes, what are you holding on to? And do you need to let it go?
Mm,
The question becomes, even for you who are on chapter 24, right?
right, of course.
Yeah. What is it that you are still holding on to in this particular incarnation at this particular time that you think is really valuable, but really
Hmm.
you need to let it go?
Hmm. Okay.
Right? Like you're about to lose something that really means something to you.
Mm,
Okay. And so do you need to what is it that you need to let go of?
mm-hmm,
Because it tripped you up enough to go, wait, what? And so we say, what is it that you're grasping and holding on to? And then
mm,
how do you open your hands and let that go?
yeah.
And we're getting divine union as the answer, actually. Don't hold it so tightly.
Oh, okay. That's fine with me, actually.
Yeah. Don't put pressure on it. Don't try to make it what it is or isn't, right? The other day you were yelling, not yelling at Kim, but you were yelling at the universe. You were sort of like, "Where are they? Where aren't they showing up?" They are where they are.
Yes,
It is what it is.
it is what it is.
Don't put pressure on it to be something other than it is right now.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Thanks. We thank you for this time.